Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexel.
Gentlemen, behold! I have made love to this machine! And now, upon retrospect, I ask why.
I'm sure someone thinks that's pretty neat. So you do that for science?
No, it was free!
Halfway to forever, we've got nothing to lose. Keep breathing, believing, halfway to forever.
Oh, well, welcome back, you Barian scum, to Zexal, Part 2. That's right, the only Yu-Gi-Oh! Series to do this, split up their series into 2 parts. Well, technically 5Ds After the Dark Signers is all Season 2 in the dub anyway, but this is the first time they actually brand the show with an actual number, and honestly I have no expectations going into this. Because remember, all the Yu-Gi-Ohs, even 5Ds, which I like, start getting a little funky halfway in. Especially as we saw last time with Zexel doing the tried and true dartboard method of writing. Yeah, not exactly excited for the rest of this. Now, yeah, I do like what Zexel's bringing to the table, but with characters' personalities and motivations changing within the span of a few episodes, to using vague language and explanations for various things in this world, like the Zexel itself, the name of the show, how and why some people know about the numbers, the crests, the arc lights, it's all fucked. Will we ever find out what happened to Yuma's mom? Probably not. So yeah, this has basically been exercised by the writers on improv on writing a Yu-Gi-Oh! Series so far, and yeah, I'd love if they at least tried to make it look like more thought was put into this, but we're on Series 4, guys. We all know how this whole thing goes by now. Now remember, we still got 2 more series made by Gallop after this, so we just gotta roll with the punches rather than nitpick all the plot holes, because there's gonna be a lot more after this. I mean, I don't know, I haven't seen those other shows yet, as far as you know. So remove that stick out of your ass and put some flow in it as we move on to Zexal 2, Invasion of the Barians. It actually starts off with something we're not really going to see in any other Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, actually. A new theme song. And I'm not talking about with what the OG did, where there was a remix, you know, the one version and then the other one with the King of Games set at the beginning of it. No, this is a completely new original song. Go on, is Take a Chance. We now have Halfway to Forever. I like to take a chance better.
Together as one, 'cause divided we're none. Ready to go, we feel the flow.
Unlike the last one, after listening to it for quite some time, this one didn't really grow on me. I probably liked it less the more I listened to it. Because to me, this doesn't sound like anything.
Trip up today, just wipe it away. All of my fears are gone, erased. Let us tear down the walls till the final night falls.
This sounds like any generic kids theme you can put on any show, and it wouldn't matter what it is. If it weren't for the fact the singer says you must catchphrases in the song, you could tell me this is a Beyblade opening, and I believe you. It can go over any kid's anime.
Let us fight together, regretting never our dreams will be. Halfway to forever, our light comes shining through.
I don't think the song's bad, it's just really generic. But we begin on Barian World, where we see 4 Barians talking to each other. One of them, named Dumon, is all salty that Yuma and Astral stopped them from using Faker to destroy Astral World. Another one named Mazar is like, okay, let's stop being soft and go down there ourselves. And Dumon's like, bet. And then they exposit things they already know to each other, the sign of good writing, that they and the Astrals, I guess is what Astrals races are called, we haven't really gotten a name for them yet, are high energy beings and can't interact directly with each other or the humans. This includes collecting numbers for some reason, which is why they use Faker and Barian. That's Vetrix if you don't remember, and yes, they used him too. It's implied that they gave him the crest powers. Another one of them, Alito, says he doesn't want to rely on the meatbags like Vector did, whoever that is. So to end this meeting, Dumon sends the last one there, Garag, to Earth to collect the numbers and put an end to Yuma and Astral. Back on Earth, Yuma has a dream about that door again, which says something Wait, we don't know anything about this door either. What the fuck is this thing? My prediction is it's going to be something explained in like a minute in one episode, like near the end, or it's never going to be explained at all. My money's on the latter. Anyway, the door this time says something interesting to Yuma.
Whoever can open this door will gain a great new power. But know that with such a reward comes great risk. You would lose that which is most valuable to you.
Most valuable.
Remember that, it'll be on the test. We also see that no one really cares that Yuma won the Duel Carnival. Life hasn't changed for him at all, still going to school like normal. Meanwhile, inside the key, Astral thinks to himself they're halfway there, having collected 50 numbers so far. Wait, halfway? Like the theme song! But Yuma cares more about how no one has given him his flowers. That's when him and Tori walking home run into Shark, He said he's going to visit his sister in the hospital. But then...
Something's wrong.
What's happening?
Master Kite! Massive gravitational waves at point .3013 in the Bay Area!
No, it can't be.
Yep, Yuma, Astral, Kite, and weirdly Shark and his sister in the hospital are able to sense that Garag has arrived on Earth, taking this form, wearing Yuma's school uniform for some reason, and has appeared in front of a biker gang and immediately beats their leader and uses some card to brainwash them. That's right, the Barians have the power. 2 woman characters. Hope you're not sick of that joke, you're gonna see it a lot this video. Like a lot. Shark gets a call from the hospital saying his sister, who we now know is named Rio, woke up and her condition has gotten worse. And when he shows up with Yuma and Tori, she says something, kinda strange.
They're coming! Coming to take what's most valuable!
No time to think about that though, cause that biker Garag beat calls Yuma with Bronk's phone thing, I think it's a phone, and says he has all his friends, they were off training alone to help Yuma. And that if he wants to save them, meet him at his school with all of his numbers. Yuma realizes whoever this is after Astral, so he gives Tori his key while he goes alone to save everyone. Yuma arrives and meets the guy, I'm not saying his name, he never comes back, and states he wants Yuma's numbers for Barian World. So the two begin a duel, and Yuma does fine without Astral for a while, until Biker uses a special card Garag gave him, and a symbol appears on his forehead.
Now you will witness the true power of Barian World! I activate Rank Up Magic Barian's Force from my hand! This card ranks up my Xyz monster and summons a Chaos Xyz monster! Go, Chaos Xyz! Evolution! Barian power, born of chaos! Visit your judgment on this world of filth! Come forth, Chaos Xyz, equipped Jin and General!
Yuma is getting wrecked because while not numbers, these ranked up cards can destroy numbers. Not good. Back at the hospital, Tori is with Rio alone as Shark left to go help. When Astral, sensing something is wrong, is able to communicate with Tori that Yuma is in trouble and she needs to get him to Yuma. Tori did promise to keep Astral safe, but resolves to move her ass and get Astral to Yuma. She makes it just in time, and with Astral's help, they use Utopia Ray to beat the biker. But it's not the end, because Garag controls the whole gang and they're on their way to just beat all these kids up. It's practically, gotta respect it. But unluckily for them, Shark and Kite caught wind of the plan and took care of all the bikers themselves. And Orbital knocks out the leader, and his card and symbol vanish, appearing in Garag's hands as he retreats. Yuma's friends congratulate him, but Kite and Shark realize the Barians are here now, and they need to face them. But Yuma's not scared, because he will high-five the sky, whether it consents or not. But while they're doing friendship unbeknownst to them, a mysterious figure is watching them all, and smiles. Coincidentally, the next day, Yuma's racing with Bronk again and gets left in the dust, and literally runs into someone. Or they run into him.
Hey, watch it there, pal!
Whoa, I know you! Yeah, you're Yuma! Yuma Tsukumo, the World Duel Carnival Champion! My name's Ray, I'm a huge fan of yours!
Listen, I'd love to stay and talk about me, but I gotta make it to school!
I wouldn't want you to be late! I'll get you to class on time! We'll go the Ray way!
Yuma is not a fan of the Ray Way, telling his friends over lunch, when they see Devin Knox, a pro duelist at the school holding special classes. Yuma is interested to face a pro, and also interested is Garag, who, yeah, is going around as a student in Yuma's school. Which, sure, puberty is crazy, I've seen some kids that are taller than me now, but are the teachers really looking at this big nigga and don't ask questions like, how the fuck are you in middle school? Anime, whatever. Tough luck for Yuma though, he didn't sign up for Devin's class, so doesn't get to duel him. But hearing that he does, Ray decides to use the Ray Way to help him. Unluckily for Ray, Garag gets to him first, and after school, Yuma finds Ray getting thrashed by a woman, Devin. And Yuma and Astral see the Barian symbol, so they duel him. Alright, so unlike when a new number shows up, I will not be putting the card on screen for each Chaos Xyz monster. Mainly because I'm not a huge fan of the rank up mechanic in general, or Chaos forms. It's neat, just to me, I don't know, I feel like it's a cheap way to try to keep Xyz summoning fresh and new when I don't think it needs it. And since we won't be seeing many new numbers this season or in the future, because of the Barians, I'm just going to go back to showing off cards that I think are cool. This isn't one of them. Anyway, Yuma beats Devin and is now over being annoyed by Ray, accepting him as a friend, since he tried to defend him, which means he'll be using the Ray Way every day. Damn, that was bars. The next episode pretty much solidifies the new status quo for this early part of Zexel 2. In this episode, Garog womans the student council president, making Caswell the hall monitor, enforcing all these new ridiculous school rules that coincidentally affect Yuma the most. Then they find out he's womaned, and Yuma duels him. Well, the next episode progresses things and does what Yu-Gi-Oh does best in the latter half, gives us a new character, as Garog possesses a member of the comic book club named Art. Yes, he's an artist named Art. It's a kid's show, guys. Don't think about it. And he tries to figure out Yuma's weakness by doing a fake interview for a comic he wants to make of him, but then takes more of an interest in Shark after pestering him too, and he gets a little touchy about a ring he wears. We then see Shark visiting Rio and see in a flashback that ring was given to him by her and now wears it until she gets better. And Art followed Shark, reporting back to Garog about Rio, and they now have a new plan. The next day, Yuma and Tori along with Ray are going to visit Rio, but they run into Shark at the hospital, and he says Rio has disappeared. Then Art shows up, saying if he wants to know what happened to Rio, Shark has to duel him. Shark agrees, of course, to save his sister, and turns out during the duel, Art reveals they somehow trapped Rio inside this field spell as a prisoner. Barian powers are similar to Millennium powers, I guess. They can just do whatever's convenient. It's anime, man, whatever. And Art taunts him, saying if Shark wins and destroys this world, what would happen to poor Rio? Putting Shark in a spot where he just has to sit there doing nothing, taking Art's attacks to protect Rio. Tori suggests that since it's based on Art's world, that Yuma and Ray go find his sketchbook at school. They do, but see, the story he wrote has Shark lose, Art win, and have Rio be put in an eternal sleep. We call that the Shadow Realm where I'm from. Ooh, the next dimension. So it seems like no matter what, if Shark wins or loses, Rio's a goner. Then thanks to the only power more powerful than friendship in the Yu-Gi-Oh universe, nepotism, the ring Shark and his sister wear glow. And then...
Reginald! Up here!
Huh?
Yep, Shark's sister is awake and gives him some words of encouragement.
Shark? It looks like you're losing a duel. Come on, Reginald. You losing is embarrassing.
Well, sort of. And now since he has no reason to hold back, Shark easily trounces Art, successfully saving his sister who is now fully recovered from her duel against Quattro. All is fine, and the next day, Yuma and friends find Shark acting all jumpy, and we soon see why, because of a new student.
Sheesh, Reginald! I thought we'd walk to school together. Why did you leave me behind? What are you, too cool to be seen with your younger sister?
Yep, Rio has returned to school, and according to the extras, she's super cute. She's not a MILF, so I don't see it, but Bronk gets a crush on her. It goes nowhere. But this has all the boys want Rio to join their clubs as a member or manager or something. So she challenges all of them, and if any of them beat her, she'll join. And it turns out Rio is OD at every sport. And they all ditch her now that she's shown that she's better at physical sports than them. And all the dudes are probably going to go home and listen to some Meds podcast that talks about how eating out a girl is a sign of weakness. But one more club wants Rio, the Floral Design Club. Rio and all the number jobbers go, and while the leader of the club explains what they do, Astral arrives, pointing out to Yuma that everyone else is asleep. And yep, the leader of the club, Lotus, was gotten by Garog earlier, and she planned on using Rio to get to Shark. Again, we just tried this, Garog, and she's even better now. Why would you do that? But since Yuma's awake, she challenges him. But it turns out Rio faked being asleep. She wasn't affected. And unbeknownst to Yuma and Rio, it seems that someone else wasn't affected by this either. Hearing she's after her brother, Rio duels Lotus. Oh my god, that's her duel disc? Oh no, do the designs just get worse? Well, we see Rio is no slouch, able to use her icy monsters to even beat Lotus's Chaos Xyz monster, because she has a card with the word negate on it. And it's kind of impossible to lose in an anime duel with one of those. So this time Rio saved the day, despite being scared of cats. Weirdo. But after another loss, Garog hopes the other Barians aren't aware of his losing streak. And too bad for him, Dumont has seen it all, and calls for Alito to go and help Garog. Alito doesn't want to go, because he says that they have to be in human form on Earth and they limit their Barian powers. But Dumont intimidates him into going, which Mazar is not a fan of, saying Alito is impulsive. But at least he's not stuck in a room jerking it to idols like Garog. So Alito arrives in his human form, telling Garog he was sent here to make sure he stops messing around. And he immediately heads off to find Yuma at his school. I mean, at least he looks like a kid. But instead he bumps into Tori, and immediately falls in love with her. Which, Tori is supposed to be 13, allegedly. Alito's an alien, so I don't even know if age matters. But I still think we should alert a teacher or something. Or this is when we get a bigot and all that, so this is like an interracial thing. So now Alito has a new plan, Riz up Tori. He's just forgotten the other reason he's here. Unfortunately, this weird spiky head kid keeps cock-blocking him, and is the one Tori seems to be spending all her time with. So Alito decides to fight this spiky here for Tori's affection by challenging him to a duel. But Spiky doesn't know what this is about, but he doesn't turn down a duel. Alito uses Battle in Boxers. Nothing else to say about that, it's a fun archetype. I like him. And the two bros slug it out like boxers, managing to match each other card for card. And Yuma shows his fearlessness once again by making a risky move, allowing him to beat Alito. That's when Rei and Tori show up, as Rei got her to find out what Alito's deal is. And this is when Alito realizes spiky hair is Yuma Tsukumo, the person he has to beat. Which is weird, he doesn't know what Yuma looks like considering the Barians were watching him and he's their mortal enemy. You think they know what he looked like? But now that they duel, Alito has respect for Yuma as they declare homies over hoes and he no longer likes Tori. Another day, the Rayway causes trouble as he suggests the number club get a cheerleader. And he suggests Tori, but then realizes she doesn't duel, so suggests Kathy. And this causes the two girls to start arguing. And then Rio shows up and Bronx suggests she become the cheerleader for not horny reasons, I'm sure. Which then gets the guys to start arguing, and now Rio is involved. And seeing all this infighting is Garag, and this gives him an idea. So he goes to Yuma and Rei, saying to put on a friendship games to get all his friends to be friends again. This weirds them out, because Garag has actually never shown himself to Yuma and his friends before. This is the first time he's ever talked to them. So he thinks fast and makes some shit up that he's just a fan of Yuma and has been following him or something. And Yuma's stupid, so it works. So the games with all the number jobbers begin, and Shark is here for some reason. They all get put into teams. The only ones that matter are Yuma's with Shark, and Tori and Kathy are together. And the two of them arguing makes them lose all the events. But Garag still puts them in the finals by making it up that all girls teams get more points. So the finals will be a tag duel between them versus Yuma and Shark. And weirdly, we see this plan work. Not Garag's. The friendship games, as they all start making up, much to Yuma's happiness. And now we see Garag's real plan. He lures Tori and Kathy away and womans them properly for the first time. They grow up so fast. Seems like yesterday they were only getting woman for like a few minutes. Now it's half an episode. I promised myself I wouldn't cry. But this is all part of the plan, because originally he also told Yuma to throw in the finals of the games, to make it so the winning team can make up because of teamwork or something. So yeah, in a kind of roundabout way, this plan is going to end up working, because Yuma will technically lose to a Barian-washed peoples, and he'll get Yuma's numbers. It's perfect! Until Shark leaves because he's annoyed by this tournament, so Yuma drags Garag on the field to be his partner. And weirdly, this duel is baseball themed? I mean, hey, I like baseball, so I'm fine with that. Now this is bad, because if Garag loses, he gets sent back to Barian World, and I guess he doesn't technically win still or something. Wouldn't that still count for him? I don't know. At least this leads to the duel being kind of fun, with Garag actually trying to win the duel, but Yuma keeps using his cards to mess with his strategies because he's under the impression he's trying to help him lose. But Rio watching this duel says she feels something's wrong with Tori and Kathy. And she's right, because Tori uses rank up bullshit force on her lame card. So Yuma switches into protagonist mode to save them, with Garag's help since he's got no choice now. And you can say Kathy and Tori get superwoman here, because they're still women in Yu-Gi-Oh! And remember, Kathy sucks, she doesn't win a single duel on screen in this whole show. And Tori doesn't know how to duel, so easy dub. With that, Garag retreats again, having failed. Again. And Dumon and Mazar have noticed. So Dumon sends Mazar to Earth this time, along with 3 Barian sphere cubes, allowing them to use a sphere field similar to the one Faker had. But this one lets the Barians duel at full power, not needing their human forms, and most importantly lets them use their number cards. He arrives and gives the cubes to Garag and Alito, who are training to face Yuma, but Mazar says it's his show now and he already knows what to do, especially since he can use his number. Yuma himself is weirdly anxious all of a sudden, having dreams about how he can't protect Astral from these new Barian threats. Like, why is he so worried all of a sudden? He's won every time pretty convincingly, and it's not like this has been any more difficult than any stuff he's faced in the past. Honestly, it's just a contrived reason to make Yuma second guess himself during today's duel. You'll see what I mean. Seeing his anxiety, Grandma calls Tori. Normally, Tori is just doing normal stuff. We don't need to talk about it, you anal commenters that like to comment on everything I don't talk about that's in the original that's not in the dub. Because sometimes Dub's cutting stuff is fine. Dub's cutting certain scenes that are in this episode, allegedly, are fine. We don't need to talk about it, okay? Or anything involving Tori as a character as she's portrayed in the original anime. The dub doesn't have it, so I don't need to talk about it, okay? Shut up! God, I fucking hate anime sometimes. So Granny has the kids deliver some groceries to Roku. But when they arrive, Kaze, who's still there, tells them he's on vacation. But they stay the night, and Yuma is still uncharacteristically doubting himself for no reason. And the next day, we see Shark, who's being forced to go shopping with his sister. And then, something weird happens.
It's coming. It's flying straight for us. And nothing is going to be spared. Total destruction in its wake!
Cutting back to Yuma, he's still being emo. So Tori tries to cheer him up by playing in the river. I fucking hate me. And they walk back to the duel dojo after that. Yuma saying he does feel better. But then...
Let's pick up the pace.
Tori!
I wouldn't be concerned with her. You are better off worrying about yourself, Yuma.
Yep, Mazar found Yuma, and he's clearly not fucking around, attacking Tori and immediately using his Barian sphere field. The two begin to duel, and it doesn't go well. Despite summoning Utopia, he decides to do something Astral didn't expect. Play defensively. This proves to be a bad move, because this defensive strategy frees up Mazar to combo off without having to worry about hand traps, and this lets him summon his number card. But this isn't like any number we've seen before, because the Barians apparently have number cards that shouldn't exist.
Maxx C summon a monster stronger than a cosmic storm! A behemoth with the ability to bend time to do its will! An interstellar terror, leaving destruction in its wake! Come forth! Number 107! Galaxy Eyes Tachyon Dragon!
That's right, not only is it a number over 100, it's a Galaxy Eyes Dragon, like kites. That's when Shark and Rio show up, with Rio having sensed this Barian presence somehow. And this dragon is able to do damage because it has the word negate on it, allowing Mazar to attack Yuma and deliver a blast so strong it knocks him into the sphere field, and he passes out. Shark is about to step in to take his place, but then Kite shows up, having detected Mazar's field a while ago. And it seems this duel might be fate, as the two Galaxy Eyes dragons seem to be calling out to each other. So Kite takes over, and of course he's no slouch, managing to summon his own dragon, and is also matching Mazar card for card. Pushing Mazar so far, he reveals his true Barian form.
Go! Barian Battlemore!
Yeah, my only commentary on the complete Barian forms is okay. And then he uses his own rank up Barian's force, but the Chaos and Neo forms are too powerful, causing the sphere to go berserk because of all the big galaxy energy. So Mazar decides to peace out before telling Kite he will be the true Galaxy Eyes master, like no one ever was. Then the sphere collapses, causing the ground to crumble, with Orbital saving Kite, and Yuma still unconscious, falling, but Shark grabs him, but can't get back up. And the two fall into the chasm. Oh no! They're fine. Yeah, they're just okay. They're in the hospital in the next episode. They're fine. Yuma wakes up realizing he royally fucked up, and is now devastated he couldn't stand up to Mazar when it mattered. Wait. I've seen this episode before. Shark, tired of hearing Yuma complain, sharing a room with him, takes the key and duels him on the hospital roof to get him to realize he needs to stop being afraid after one loss and be himself, or he can't help anyone. You know, we have seen this before. This is what Roku taught him back in that episode after he lost a kite. It's basically the same thing. Oh no. Is this the only lesson they can think to give Yuma? Like, it's the only form of character growth they can give him? It's Digimon Frontier all over again. No, it's a coincidence. I mean, they wouldn't do this again, right? Right? Anyway, Yuma gets his groove back. After recovering, it's time for Garag to strike, as he's no longer fucking around, womaning everybody, so many people. I can only play the thing so many times, and it could happen to anyone, even you. But luckily Alito comes to save Yuma, much to Garag's surprise. But when Alito gets Yuma alone, he tells him straight up that he's a Barian, and did this because he wanted to duel Yuma honorably, one-on-one, with no tricks, no subterfuge, just children's card games. And Yuma accepts, ready to throw down, and this duel again is pretty good. It has one of those moments I love where they just counter each other over and over again.
Did last time. Use Battle Rush.
I can easily counter it by using fancy footwork. This trap destroys your trap.
I can trump your counter move just like the last time we dueled. I activate another trap card, Maxx C Strike.
Thought I'd fall for that trap again. You underestimated me big time. I'm gonna outmaneuver your counter move by activating Counter Clash.
Another real slugfest, but when he's ready to turn it up, Alito goes into his Barian form and summons his number.
I exceed summon number 105, Battling Boxer Star Cestus!
So to answer, Yuma and Astral go Super Saiyan, and this time managed to beat the Barian back. Man, that sure was a cool duel filled with a lot of tension, twists, and close moments. You should have seen it. Or I could do the play-by-play. Nah, you're not interested in that. Alito gets away defeated, but not giving up on beating Yuma. But when he gets back to his base, someone attacks him. Rog returns and finds Alito beaten, and not bloodied, because, again, kid show, and asks who did this to him. And he reveals it was Ray? Yeah, it turns out the Ray way involves stomping out a motherfucker. Mazar takes Alito back to Barian World to get him some help, and tells Garag to not go get revenge by himself, because they only have one Barian cube left, and need it for the numbers. So Garag decides to go get revenge on Ray, and he straight up goes to Yuma saying he wants Ray because he beat up Alito. Yuma of course defends his friend, but Garag makes a point saying he can't prove Ray didn't do it, and how much does Yuma know about Ray? I mean, he did just meet him after all. But Yuma decides to go in Ray's place because he doesn't want him involved in any of this. But Ray catches wind of it thanks to Bronk and Tori's big mouths. Now that he's here, Garag wastes no time putting him and Yuma in the Barian sphere and morphing in his Barian form. Because it looks like it's going to be a 1v2 duel, Garag versus Yuma and Ray. Couple problems though. One is these Barian spheres affect Astral, because space magic I guess. Also this didn't happen last time. So he's weaker and unable to help Yuma like usual. And also Ray is a terrible duelist. So Yuma spends most of the duel using his cards to save Ray at the cost of his own life points, which makes Astral weaker. And they need all the points they can get, because Garag also wastes no time summoning his number.
IXC summon number 106! Giant Head!
It negates, so it's busted. And one good hit makes Astral so weak he gets back into the key to recover. So now one man down, Yuma promises to save Ray. But with Astral gone, Ray decides that this is the time to show he may not need saving. All of a sudden, he starts making the perfect plays, sequencing correctly and countering Garag's cards. He's a whole other person, and using one of his card's effects, he gives one of his cards in his hand to Yuma, and that card is the woman card.
No way! It's Rank Up Magic Limited Barian's Force!
Yuma is obviously shocked Ray has a Barian card, but says he'll explain later and that if they want to survive, Yuma has to use it and trust him as a friend. So Yuma, trusting his friend with no other options, uses Rank Up on Utopia.
I activate Rank Up Magic Limited Barian's Force! Time to overlay number 39, Utopia! Go! Chaos exceeds evolution! Come on out! Chaos number 39, Utopia Ray V!
With this, they manage to beat Garag, sending him back to Barian World, with even him wondering how Ray has that card and who he is. And before the sphere disappears and Bronk and Tori can hear, Ray says he's part of the Barian Cosmic Crime Unit. Then later, while Astral's still recovering, he says he's here on a secret mission to capture Barian criminals. Yuma can't wait to tell Astral there are good Barians out there, but Ray says he can't know or he'll be in danger, and to trust him as a friend. So of course Yuma does, and now they're secret crime fighters together. The next day, Yuma and Ray are investigating Garag and Alito's hideout, only finding sticky idol figures. While inside the key, Astral is still recovering, unaware of Ray, and wondering how he can get stronger, because if every time a sphere is made and him or Yuma keep getting taken out, they might not have the best chance. And that's when an old friend shows up.
Astral? Huh? You? Number 96.
Yep, Shadow Astral is back, number 96, and is aware of the Barians and Astral wanting more power, and that's what he's offering, but vanishes before he gets more into it. Astral is confused about all this because despite getting 50 numbers, his memories of what 96 is and what he can offer aren't there. That's when a strange entity, I don't think they actually give him a name in the show, but when I looked him up, he's called the Shadow Giant, appears and says it will test Astral with a duel, of course, to help answer his worries if he wins. That's when back outside, the key glows, dragging Yuma inside of it again to help Astral in the duel. Now the duel itself is fine, but man, the animation sure has gone downhill again, dude. Seriously, if you aren't, start looking at the screen when I show these clips. It's nearing slideshow quality sometimes. But bad animation can't save the boys, as they are losing pretty bad. But Yuma says he'll find a way, he always does. But Astral's not so sure. That's when a little devil called 96 shows up, saying that friendship shit has worked so far, but to beat this guy and the Barians, you need me. You need anger, malice, envy, darkness, you know, all the cool emotions. Yuma of course tells him to fuck off, but he says something that gets Astral to start considering his offer. What would happen to Yuma if he loses here to this entity in this key? Probably not something good. And despite Yuma's efforts, he's getting beat up pretty bad, and seeing his friend in trouble, Astral releases 96's chains. The goose is loose. Yuma disapproves but trusts Astral's decision, summoning 96's card, which does allow them to win the duel. And as soon as it ends, Yuma and Astral appear in front of that dang old door again, still don't know anything about this thing, but says all will be revealed, which he doesn't do at all. He just adds another extra thing for them to hunt down besides the numbers. That's right, babe, new MacGuffin just dropped. So after winning the duel, Astral remembers the Numeron Code, a Duel Monsters card that contains everything, literally. It's a card that documents, creates, and predicts every living thing in the universe. In fact, it created the universe. Yep, if you remember, this is what Darkness said back in GX. Piece of cardboard, children's playing card, made us. Well, it's not the worst god we could have gotten. The Barians are after this code, and Astral says as they collect the remaining numbers, the location will be revealed, and they must find it before the Barians do. And Yuma is shot out of the key along with Astral, who's fine now. But another resident leaves too, number 96, no longer contained by Astral. He escapes, saying he will definitely meet them again. And Astral wonders, do they really need the power of darkness to face this threat, to find the Numeron code? And yep, that's the goal now. Get more numbers, find the Numeron code before the Barians. And we'll get to that, but before we do, a couple of nothing standalone episodes that all have the theme of love for some reason. I assume it's because in Japan these all aired in February, well, most of them. The first one's about Orbital 7, who, when sent to find data on the Barians by Kite, runs into Lilybot and falls in love with her. But he has no game, so she doesn't notice him. Then he thinks Yuma is abusing her, so Orbital challenges Yuma to a duel to save Lilybot.
I activate the field spell, Robo Circus! I'm the ringmaster here, you clown!
Dueling in a circus. Why does that seem familiar to me?
I'll use Stargazer Magician and Time Gazer Magician to set the pendulum scale.
It's probably nothing. Yuma wins, but somehow through all that, Lilybot kinda falls for Orbital. Who cares? The next one's about Bronk's crush on Rio, and his friends are nosy as usual on what he should do. And Ray suggests if he wants to date Rio, he's gotta prove himself by beating Shark. So he goes to challenge him, but Shark says Bronk's a scrub, and only Yuma is the one who comes close to being good enough. And of course this makes Bronk and more importantly Caswell and Flip think he means dating Rio and not dueling. So Flip and Caswell spread the word that Rio and Yuma are dating in the school newspaper. Really guys, you're gonna do your friend dirty like that? Thankfully Rio quickly finds out this was a misunderstanding caused by Reginald. So upset at him, she challenges him to a duel. And she loses. And the whole thing is settled, with Rio finding out it was Rex and Weevil's understudies who caused this, and presumably, rightfully, beats them up. I mean, okay, I guess. Kinda sucks we get these nothing episodes after the reveal of the Numeron code that's supposed to be a big deal. Like, what a waste of time.
One mushroom hamburger. What's up, Tori? I heard your school's having a fun fair, so I thought I'd crash the party.
Anna's back. Never mind, fuck the Numeron code, give me trains. Even better, it's a two-parter. Sometimes life is sweet. And this two-parter is about Anna's mentor, Brooke Walker, and her husband Mayday. That's his real name, who are having a couples duel tournament at Yuma's school. And these people who don't go to the school are here because it's their school's cultural festival thing. But it's announced that it's Brooke's last duel, she will be retiring after this. Anna wants to find out why, so she wants to duel her, but only enrolled students can enter. So Anna decides to steal Tori's uniform and convinces Yuma to team up with her. Because I guess they don't check if you are actually a student with like an ID or anything, you just have to wear a uniform. But unbeknownst to them, Brooke was visited by a sort of new Barian, because it's actually the one who possessed Dr. Faker. When the tournament begins, Anna with Yuma challenges Brooke and the tag duel begins. But Anna has no interest in actually working as a team, instead using Yuma's monsters and cards to help her own game plan. Hey, her and Jaden have a lot in common. Brooke notices Anna's selfishness, but before she can be a mentor and teach her pupil, she draws rank up limited shits, and summons a chaos monster. Mayday is weirded out that she's acting like this, but if he's a smart man, he's not going to end up in the doghouse and question his wife. However, a little of Brooke comes through, telling Anna that she's being a selfish dick, disregarding Yuma just so she can play and do her stuff. I mean, it's justified she's summoning trains. And thinking about these words, Anna uses a card Brooke gave her at her wedding, Devoted Love, which saves Yuma from a finishing blow at the cost of her own points, but gives Yuma a chance by drawing a card. While nice, it turns into a problem when Astral sees what card he drew.
Excuse me? But is the card you just drew a Barian card? Why do you have one of those in your deck, Yuma?
So Yuma does his impression of a cancelled influencer and deflects, not explaining why he has the card, but uses it to win, freeing Brooke. Afterward, Anna asks about Brooke retiring, but she reveals she's not retiring, she's just taking a break, because she's preggers. Well, in the dub, she says she's taking a break to teach more. I don't know why they cut out the fact that she's pregnant in the dub. Like, seriously, kids not find out that women can get pregnant? Well, either way, I guess I didn't realize until this episode that Yuma technically has a harem with Tori, Kathy, and Anna? Huh. Well, Astral has no bitches, instead is in the key, pondering about why Yuma had that Barian card. While he thinks the card can be useful, something deep down inside tells him having that card's bad news. And now you Barian crime fighter detectives, whatever the hell Ray said he was, we have reached the crux of this arc at episode 94, because these next 5 episodes go by fast and a lot happens, so pay attention. It all starts in the middle of the night where Yuma gets an urgent call from Ray, but it gets cut off. Yuma goes to find him and sees he's dueling another Barian, one we haven't seen before. Well, we sort of have. cause he's the most deadly and powerful of them, the one that controlled Faker. Vector. Vector retreats, and with this new threat, Ray gives Yuma more Barian cards to power up his deck. But with things getting so real, Yuma wants to tell Astral, which Ray continues to warn him not to for his safety. And once again, Yuma trusts his friend as Ray leaves to go find Vector. Back on Barian World, Alito and Garag have not woken up from their injuries yet, and Demon thinks they might need to stop waiting and head to Earth themselves. But that's when Vector shows up.
What's the matter, Garag? Alito? You look a little under the weather. Well, the doctor will see you now.
And it seems not even the other Barians like him very much. Demon even pointing out that Vector was indeed the one who manipulated Dr. Faker and Vectrix to destroy Astral World. But he failed and hasn't been seen since. Vector says, relax guys, it was all part of the plan. A plan that will get rid of all their headaches. Yuma, Astral, and even Kite and Shark. Demon and Mazar are hesitant, but with 2 men down, they decide to go with Vector's plan. The next day back on Earth, Yuma's excited to fight the Barians with his new cards and friendship, but gets caught by the Number Bunch, who decide to help him look for some Barians to beat up. And they don't have to look long, because Vector finds them, and immediately traps Yuma and Astral in a Barian sphere, and does not waste time, saying they met before when he possessed Faker. Sorry, woman. I said, woman, Faker. What happened? Did they use all my woman points or something? God, first the pot of greed counter breaks, now the woman thing. I'll fix it later. What is working is Vector's deck, as he whoops Yuma easily, even summoning a number.
IXC summon number 66, Master Key Beetle!
It looks like this might be the end, but Ray shows up and tells Yuma to use his secret weapon, confusing Astral. Thanks to his friend Ray that he can trust no matter what, Yuma feels the flow and uses his new Barian cards to beat Vector. But the end is not a happy one, because Astral is shocked and confused as to why Yuma had another Barian card and didn't tell him, and Vector isn't completely down and tries to grab Yuma with a shadow hand thing, but Ray jumps in front of it, as Vector laughs, leaving with Ray. Vector leaves the number card, saying it will be a clue to where he's taking Ray. But Yuma screams Ray's name, having lost his close friend that he can trust. That's when Kite and Shark show up and find out what happened. So the kids go to Heartland Tower trying to find some answers on the Barians there, because they really have no other leads. But Yuma leaves the number bunch outside, heading in with only Kite and Shark because he wants to leave them out of it. Orbital detects something on top of the tower though. It's the big ship from inside Yuma's key. Yeah, that was a ship, if you couldn't tell. It was obvious. Turns out that number card Vector left activated it and created a map with coordinates to Barian World. Yuma's determined to go and get Ray back, and Shark and Kite will come with, because they also have scores to settle with the Barians. Astral says the ship will be ready in the morning, so to prepare for the trip, because who knows when they'll be back, they all decide to say goodbye to their loved ones in their own way. And the morning comes with Yuma, Kite, Orbital, Shark, and Rio ready to go. Oh yeah, Rio won't let Reginald leave all by himself, so she's coming too, and no one will dare say no to her. When they're about to be teleported on the ship, the number kids jump in, saying they knew Yuma was hiding stuff, but they want to come help save Ray too, because he's their friend too, that they can wholeheartedly trust. So the ship takes off into like an interdimensional space area. Yeah, despite being called Astral and Barian World, they kind of treat them as more planes of existence than planets. I'm going to still call them all aliens coming from another planet, because they're all basically aliens from another planet. But soon they are attacked by old-ass duel monsters like Shadow Ghoul and Lord Poison, all the Boomer classics. The kids defend the ship but are soon sucked into a black hole. Yuma wakes up and finds him and Astral are in some weird other dimension, and a voice tells them they are in Sargasso, a wasteland between dimensions. And that voice is Vector, who, yep, the monsters were him, used to lure them all here. Yuma demands to see Ray, and Vector brings him out, and Ray is, resting. You see nearby, the kids are still in the airship. Shark is on his own platform with Rio and Bronk, when Dumont shows up, ready to challenge him. And on another platform, Kite is intercepted by Mazar, as 3 different duels happen simultaneously. But Yuma is not himself, seeing Ray, sleeping. He is probably the angriest he's ever been. The boys go first, and all of them find out the hard way Sargasso is really a field spell, one where every time you exist summon, you take 500 points of damage. Yep, they lured them here to make sure they can't exist summon a bunch. What's more, the Barians have special cards where if they're in the graveyard, they can exist summon as much as they want and not take damage, allowing Vector and Dumont to summon their number cards.
Number 104! Masquerade! Use your brilliance to force these ghoulish insects to grovel at your feet!
IXC summon! Appeal! Number 102! Star Seraph Sentry!
All except Mazar, who does not use the card and still take damage, because he wants to prove he's the superior Galaxy Eyes master by making sure the game is even. Yuma, meanwhile, is still pissed, using his rage to duel, something we've never seen him do before. Astral tries to get him to calm down, but Yuma's not having it, using his own rank-up card. Summoning Ray V, and he does it. He wins. He beat Vector. I mean, they beat him once before. He had to be kind of a pushover. And even better news, Ray is fine. He wakes up. Yuma did it. But, Ray's acting a little weird.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
Why, nothing's wrong, Yuma. Nothing at all.
No Barian battle more!
Vector! Vector? Where's the real Ray?
The real Ray? You mean you still don't get it? I'm Vector, and I'm your little friend Ray, too.
That's right, this whole time, Ray was Vector in disguise. The Vector he's been dueling up until this point was his clone, which is a thing I guess he can just do. Yuma's in denial of this, but Vector proves it by saying he gave Yuma 5 Barian cards to put in his deck. And this shocks Astral, hearing that Yuma knew Ray was a Barian and never told him. Even his friends are shocked by Yuma's secrecy. Yuma in rage attacks Vector again, but he uses a special card that uses the Barian cards he gave Yuma to not only refill his life points, but mill Yuma's deck to the point he only has 3 cards remaining. Yeah, Yuma pretty fucked, not only duel-wise, but mentally. As Vector taunts Yuma some more, making him realize that all because he trusted his friend, at least what he thought he was, doing what he thought was right, his friends are gonna die.
Only it doesn't matter if you quit or not, because the game's already over for all of you! And you have one person to thank, your good friend Yuma Sukumo!
It's my fault.
I guess you could say that things turned out the Ray way!
Yeah, not gonna lie, this is probably the best plan any Yu-Gi-Oh villain has come up with. I guess Merrick tried to do something like this too, but not to this extent. This is kind of fucked up if you think about it. This guy posed as a happy-go-lucky kid to get Yuma to trust him, so he can set him to not just lose, but mindfuck him by pretending to kill his friend and get him to a point so low, having him realize that he lured all of his friends to their deaths. And that kind of goes hard. That's a pretty good plan. Especially more fucked when you realize that Yuma is a kid and he just went through a whole emotional roller coaster that even most calm, collected adults would struggle with. Like, where the fuck's this been the past 3 series? Yeah, Vector might be the best villain so far. I mean, I don't believe he, and by he I mean the writers, had this all planned since the first season, like the show's trying to make out, like since he took over Faker and everything. But a villain using the protagonist's friendship horniness to manipulate them, I like that. It's awesome. I want all of them to do that. I do have one problem with it though, they don't really let it cook. Because there's 2 episodes left of this arc, and they really want to wrap this whole thing up immediately. Because back at the duel, Yuma still tries to win, despite all of the things that just happened. But Astral senses something inside of him, some sort of dark presence, after learning of Yuma's betrayal. Shark is also not doing so hot in his duel. Kite is better off, but still not winning. That's when suddenly another black hole appears and is sucking up the airship. Vector says, oh, that just happens sometimes. Seeing Yuma's friends in danger, Vector says he'll save them if Yuma gives him all his number cards. Yuma refuses, of course, but Vector says he should save them because he is the one that got them into this mess. But then again, Tori, being a good character, tells Yuma to stop being a pussy. He's supposed to help Astral and beat Vector. He's gotta win. Then the kids, along with Orbital, are able to make the airship escape the black hole, with Yuma happy his friends lived. With all of them saying they don't blame Yuma for any of this. They all came because they wanted to. It's not his fault. And then Yuma apologizes to Astral for keeping secrets. And Astral says it's fine, and they'll win together as they Zexal morph. But this time something strange happens. Because that darkness Astral sensed before was something he never felt. Doubt. Because of Yuma lying to him, he doesn't fully trust him right now, so they can't fuse. Vector's elated, because this was also part of his plan, sure bud. But what wasn't, was Astral all of a sudden turning a little black and acting like 96, kind of. But seemingly even a little more messed up, and forces Yuma to Zexal morph. And they do, emerging in a new Zexal form. A dark one. It's Yuma Black. I think it's funny that Yuma's VA speaks in a deeper, raspier voice to show he's evil.
First I summon Dark Zexal Weapon Chimera Clad!
I don't know, I like Yuma Black. He's basically here for chaos, using his Dark Zexal weapon, constantly ramming Utopia into Vector's monster, dealing him damage. He's trying to destroy himself. He's just like me for real. Inside his head though, Yuma is in some tower and heads to the top to find Astral. He says this happened because Yuma betrayed him and now has a cool power of evil. So Yuma runs up to Astral, avoiding his evil tentacles, and embraces him off of this thing, causing them to defuse. With Astral hurt, Yuma tries to help him, but Vector continues the duel using his own rank up and getting Yuma down to 100 life points. But Yuma refuses to give up. Digimon watching this remarks that it's hopeless, but Shark still believes Yuma will win for some reason, saying he's seen Yuma beat more impossible odds and he'll never stop stopping. And this declaration makes Digimon sense something when Shark starts talking about trust and bonds. And Yuma, despite Vector's taunting, claims he believes in hope and draws his last pathetic card, literally the last one in his deck, which is another Barian's Force, which doesn't help him at all, and he collapses finally from his wounds. But he goes to Astral, who wakes up, and they touch, making a light appear, and they go Super Saiyan 2, baby.
The time is now.
Let's do this!
When two hearts join together in the spirit of hope, nothing is impossible!
It's over, Vector!
You thought I was kidding. And unlike Shining Draw, which is another form of Heart of the Cards, this form straight up cheats, turning rank up Barian shits into a different card, Rank Up Magic Numeron's Force, which yep gives them another Utopia, collect them all. This isn't even the last one.
Go, Chaos XC's evolution! Appear, Chaos number 39, Utopia Ray Victory!
And of course this Utopia perfectly counters all of Vector's shit, allowing them to win the duel. But Sargussi begins to shake and fall apart. They say it's because of the energy of Super Saiyan 2, sure. So the Barians retreat, with Vector saying he's not done with them yet and will destroy Yuma and Astral and their precious bonds. And the kids make it out back home to the airship. And no joke, that arc just kinda ends here.
But I believe our most difficult challenge still lies before us, Yuma.
Well, I say, bring it on!
And that's the Barian invasion arc. It was fine. Really the best part is Vector's plan, still the most fucked thing anyone has done to a Yu-Gi-Oh character. I doubt they're gonna top that. The rest of it was pretty mid. I didn't mind the villain of the week Barian Force thing at the beginning. I think they made sure it didn't last too long and started to get the story rolling again when they needed it to. They'll still have problems of making up a bunch of shit that never happened before, or forgetting about plot points and characters, still waiting about what happened to Yuma's mom, and now all of a sudden there's a MacGuffin we need to chase, but not really because it'll be revealed if they keep doing the same thing they've been doing this whole time, which is fighting numbers, so nothing's really changed. Yeah, I think it's safe to say Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal is the most non-committal series. It's the pullout king. But again, like the rest of it, what they land on, I think is pretty good. I like Vector and his plan, I like the characters and the story are all still fine. Next time we begin the hunt for the Numeron Code in the Matherian Numbers War arc. See you then.
I'll get my revenge. Astral and Yuma are going to pay. They may have defeated me, but our little battle is far from finished.